Yeah, we making another EAS video today. Seems to be a series that you guys are actually requesting a lot, which I'm going to be completely real with you. When I did my first EAS video, I thought it was actually going to be just, like oh, I'm just testing something new and it's probably going to flop. Somehow it didn't, I guess. I guess people like EAS scenarios, including me. But yeah, I enjoy watching EAS scenarios, and apparently you guys do too, so it seems like this is a perfect series to continue. That being said, however, this video is going to be a little bit different from the other ones, and that is because I am not going to be including an Alert World video. Whoa, stop throwing tomatoes. Please leave the maters in the fruit basket, alright? Because here's the thing. I know Alert World, bro, they're goated. They make goated videos, and also they're goated, all right? That's three whole separate reasons why we should include them in this video. However, the only issue I have with them is that their videos are like minimum 8 minutes long, which is kind of ridiculous. And they only really get to like the meat of like the situation like halfway through the video. So it's like 4 minutes of me just sitting there not really knowing what to say. And bro, I like giving my input on everything that I watch. And I feel like with Alert World, it's a little bit difficult. Now, this doesn't mean I'm not going to include them in future videos, but I'm just going to try and, cut them out of this one, have like shorter ones, maybe, new creators that we haven't watched before. We're going to see their EAS scenarios. And you know what? Let's just hop right into it, all right? It should be a fun one. All right, so the first video we're going to be watching today is called The Time Cracks Phenomenon, and it's made by the Atlas Fallout Foundation. And it was actually recommended to me by Fern. And that's right, I'm going to be getting to your guys' recommendations throughout this entire EAS video. I'm only going to be doing suggested videos. That being said, most of y'all's is like videos over 15 minutes or even over 8 minutes, which that's like ridiculously long, and I probably can't react to that. But shorter videos I will definitely react to. So thank you, Fern, for shouting out this channel, and let's get into it. Also, Time Crack sounds pretty terrifying, so yeah, this might not be a fun one to watch. Nah, it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be like, what are you even able to do about it? Disclaimer, this video contains something, brother. I don't think we'll ever find out, though.
Department of Temporal Phenomena is issuing this warning to prevent civilians from being harmed or killed. Listen carefully, do not turn off your device, and follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you can get hurt or even die. Listen carefully to this message for the safety of our country and the world.
Do this for the country! Bro, we gotta have that nationalism in here.
Phenomena in various parts of the world, which we can describe as a time crack. It was not certain that this phenomenon, in theory, was real. This phenomenon created exactly 14
Brother, why do they keep saying that word
world.
incorrectly?
3 of these cracks are in the North American continent, and 2 of them are in our country. All the information we will give about these cracks is vitally important, and all our citizens are expected to apply it. All of the phenomena we observed are located in the following countries: Canada, United States, Brazil, Argentina, Germany, Mali, South Africa, Turkey, Bhutan, China, Russia.
Brother, so this shit is worldwide. No one's safe.
Of some phenomena that occur and disappear in such a short time that they cannot be observed. These time cracks are extremely dangerous. Therefore, as the department, time fractures known to occur in our country are quarantined and no one is allowed to enter.
Brother, you be telling that to the cave divers? They go into every single crack imaginable, alright? You get a time crack, you already know all those cave divers are just, they going right in. You can't tell them not to. Sorry for bringing up cave divers. I know that's like a meme going around now.
To minimize the damage that may occur. These time cracks in our country, Nevada and Alabama states, are absolutely isolated and pose no threat to citizens. Never make contact with a crack if you see or feel something you don't understand.
Never touch a crack, people.
Call 911
ever.
Or 1-800-698-2411 right away.
Alright, someone gotta tell me what that phone number leads to. But nah, I find it so funny that usually they stick like little Easter eggs in these, phone numbers in these videos. 'Cause I think like in one of the previous videos, there was a phone number and I was like, damn, I wonder whose number that is. And so many people in the comments were like, that's the, I don't know, Rick Astley, Rickroll line or something like that. Which, that's crazy. So I feel like that's just gonna be the case with all of these now.
Here is what you citizens must
Anyway,
do
sorry
when
for
you
pausing so
encounter
much.
any time cracks. Do not touch the cracks as it possesses imminent threat to your life.
Mm-hmm.
Call 911 and wait for
Unless you're a cave
authorities
diver.
to arrive. While waiting, the authorities make sure nothing enters or gets out through crack. When authorities arrive, they gonna isolate the crack. If crack is in your house, please evacuate the house. If something gets out through crack before authorities arrive, do not intervene and try to trace entity for isolation procedures. After isolation, if you feel dizziness or headache, inform the nearest authority, since these cracks can cause acute time syndrome. Acute time syndrome.
Yeah, we gotta see what that shit is.
Short-time hallucinations, temporal memory loss, headache, dizziness.
It's got like two esoteric just like issues that can happen to you that no one knows. What is short time hallucinations? Or is that just saying you have hallucinations for a short time? Yeah, maybe that's literally what they're saying. I thought it was like, you know, you have a hallucination that time's just 3 inches long. That's all it is. And temporal memory loss, like, bro, what is that? Just losing your memory for some amount of time? Like, bro, they just throwing in these big words. That's all they doing.
The cracks can have any of these symptoms.
And then there's headache and
There is not
dizziness.
effective treatment yet, since we didn't fully investigated cracks. So if you have any of these symptoms, inform the nearest authority and apply to any medical center. How to close the cracks is still a matter of debate, so this phenomenon is considered to be in the extremely serious hazard category. It is said that
we got Keter class.
is closed by passing an object proportional to the crack through it. However, since we do not know at what date these time cracks opened, even the slightest item that will pass through can change the whole history, so this solution will be considered last.
Yo, it's literally just time travel.
The crack on China, but the signal was lost as soon as the probe passed through the crack. In other words, only a living being will be able to see the date on the other side of the crack, which is considered not to be done because we still know the structure of the cracks theoretically, as it can definitely be fatal. In this process, our department will work with experts in various countries to look for a way to use these time cracks to our advantage.
Ah, yes, of
Perhaps
course.
This phenomenon will be our first step in time travel.
Okay, so this sounds like just a big cup of nope, unless there was a crack that led to, you know, the time of the dinosaurs. I know, guys, I'm a moron, but I would absolutely go in that crack. I would ascend to cave diver, all right? I would go head first into that crack just to see, you know, be the first person to see a T-Rex, dude. That would be so cool. Or like literally any dinosaur.
American citizens is important to us.
And then I
If you
probably
follow
just
these rules, you will survive.
change the course of history
Leave your
accidentally.
television on so you can get up-to-date post-broadcast information. Thank you for your cooperation and we wish you a safe day. The broadcast will end soon. As we receive new information, we will deliver it to American citizens through this broadcast.
Damn. End of transmission, no signal. Dude, I actually really enjoyed that video, and I love, like, you know, the EAS scenarios that just, they aren't, I mean, I do like the ones with, you know, monsters that are, you know, a little bit typical, but stuff like this, that's like, if you just go about your normal day, you're literally not gonna be affected, but if you actually try and, you know, cave diver it out, you're gonna actually, you know, end up changing literally everything in the world and potentially destroy it. Like, I don't know, those kinds of EAS scenarios are always really interesting, because it's like, it's up to you. Do you want to be an absolute menace or not? Anyways, thank you, Atlas Fallout Foundation, and let's move on to the next one. All right, up next, we have the SCP Foundation has changed its mission, and it's by our boys SCP Realize. Now, this video was recommended to us by Neen Shorts, so thank you so much for the recommendation. However, I am a little bit concerned, because the last time SCP Realize told us that, you know, some mission has changed of the SCP Foundation, we were busy bodying sharks, all right? Just giving them the old, you know, slam. The 1-2, fuck you, you know? This is the reason why sharks are going extinct. It's all because of SCP Realize, bro. Let's put all the blame on them. Anyways, let's see what they've changed the mission into now.
Pay close attention to this alert. It concerns your safety and security. This message
I feel like they all do.
Composed by consensus of the O5 Council.
Bro, not the council.
We represent a non-governmental organization called the SCP Foundation.
Wait,
Our
SCP Foundation's not government?
around the containment and study of anomalies. Anomalies are any entities, items or phenomena which violate natural law.
Nom nom.
Due to circumstances outside of our control, our primary mission has changed. Our new
arrows
mission
are pointing
shall be
outwards
the
now.
extermination of the human species. We shall use conventional, nuclear, and anomalous means to accomplish this goal. To maximize efficiency and minimize unnecessary suffering, please submit. You are not supposed to feel pain. It is an aberration that will be removed. There will be no further official communication from our organization.
If you ever see the SCP Foundation change their mission, brother, just ignore them, alright? Last time they make sharks go extinct, now they're just like, alright, you gonna die, alright? Just sit in your homes and wait for the nukes to land. Bro, that's absolutely crazy. Now, the SCP Foundation, they just going a little wild sometimes. The O5 Council, absolute goobers. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Up next, we have a video called Do Not Be Infected. Now, this is a video about SCP-610, and it's created by SCP Realized. Our boys, brother, we can't make a video without them, it seems. Like, they just make too goated of videos. Now, this video was recommended to us by Crunch, so thank you very much, Crunch, for this recommendation. Now, I love the thumbnail to this video because it's like, stay inside, do not be infected, as if it's like a choice. Like, brother, are you infected? Have you ever tried not being infected? Legally, if you do not give the virus consent, it can't be infecting your body. I mean, what's it gonna do? Just stay in there? Bro, they're gonna get arrested. Do you think the virus wants to be arrested? Hell nah, dude. I have never met a bacteria that wants to be arrested, all right? So, total proof right there. They just leave your body. Just don't give them consent. Anyways, let's get into it.
All residents are advised to take shelter immediately. Secure your home, stay indoors, and move to the safest interior room away from windows.
Yeah, that
Follow
totally
instructions
worked
from
well with
local authorities and stay tuned for updates.
C19.
This is a life-threatening situation. Stay safe and remain in shelter until further notice. Barricade all doors and windows, and seal all ventilation.
What's this
To
SCP
stay
again?
safe, you should be exposed to as little outside air as possible. Maintain a low temperature within your home. Open fridges and freezers to reduce the temperature of your home as much as possible.
It's like the most inefficient way to lower temperature.
Make your home colder. Avoid contact with outside air. Keep the device you are using to watch this message on, and pay close attention to any future alerts. Until an all-clear message is delivered, remain inside.
Okay.
A dangerous pathogen is in your area, and you must follow the guidance within
Bro,
this
that's
message
literally
to stay safe.
C19.
Do not leave your home. The most important
Sorry, I
thing
can't say the
for
name
you
of
to
the
do at
virus
this
because I might
moment
get
is shelter
flagged.
in place. This pathogen is spread mostly through physically touching an infected person. If you stay inside, you will be safe. A secondary method of infection is through spores released by infected persons.
Spores,
Limit your
of course.
exposure to outside air. Infection may proceed more quickly if your environment is warm. Maintain a cold environment to stay safe.
Brother, we should just all move to
Animals may
Alaska
also
or
be
something.
infected by this
They're stressing
pathogen.
that point.
Keep any family pets outside if they are not in your home with you already.
If you ever tell me that I can't bring butter in the house when there's a deadly hell nah, dude. Brother, if she's infected, I'm gonna be infected too, alright? We going down together. There ain't no way I'm not going with butter, okay?
Then, skin blemishes resembling scars will cover your body.
Bro, that's just chicken
This may
pox,
take
dude.
anywhere from 5 hours to 5 minutes, depending on the temperature of your environment. If you notice any of these symptoms, immediately remove the infected person from your home.
Yep, just
Any
deuces.
infected person is a threat to those around them.
Wait, there
Protect
ain't
who
no
you
way. Imagine just like your child is infected. Like you're just a parent and you have a 5-year-old child who you've just started seeing symptoms of. Are you really just gonna throw them out of the house? I mean, I know for your survival, like, yeah, kind of have to, but like legitimately, what would you, I probably like wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be like, yeah, go die on your own. Imagine like having to live with the fact that you've
And by
done
taking
that.
the infected
Nah,
person
dude.
outside
Sorry,
your
this is
home.
getting heavy and dark.
After the skin blemishes completely cover the body, the victim will die suddenly and become a virulent infection vector.
Wait, is this like
When an
Last of
individual
Us?
has been terminated by the anomalous
Like they release
pathogen,
spores?
they will be reanimated within 3 minutes. When reanimated, they will rapidly transform, growing extra limbs, deforming existing features, and becoming unrecognizable. These individuals
so not
should
like
be
Last of
considered
Us.
deceased. They are no longer your friends, family, or pets. Stay inside to stay safe and secure. Do not let any of these entities inside. If they break inside, you must defend yourself. Use fire, or firearms. Cutting implements are ineffective and will risk your exposure to the anomaly. Your area may
Bro.
be overrun by transformed victims of this anomalous pathogen. Stay in shelter and remain quiet. The
Okay, this is
situation
actually
will be
terrifying.
brought under control as quickly as possible by local, national and non-governmental authorities. Follow all guidance within this alert to stay safe. Thank you for your attention and cooperation.
Nah. I'm gonna be real with you. I like my method of doing things. You know what we're actually just gonna do? Just tell the virus, I don't want to be your host. And brother, it's gonna be like, aw, shucks, and move on to the next person, all right? Life-saving advice here. I know, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a little bit smart. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I know this is a little bit of a shorter video. However, in the next EAS scenario, I'm probably going to do, like one longer, EAS scenario like I have been doing in my previous ones. So be on the lookout for that. Yes, this series is definitely going to be continuing because a lot of people are enjoying this, myself included. I'm just surprised it's as successful as it is. But that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, for those of you who want me to watch specific EAS scenarios, I do check comments, so please leave your recommendation down there. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.